Hey everyone, and welcome to another episode of Fire for Effect, our sometimes daily podcast where I, Will Sulber, also known as GCV6, Colonel Sulber, or that asshole, kind of riffs on a couple of things that's pissing me off. Or maybe I'm in a good mood. Who knows? And actually, I'm actually in a good mood today. It is 26 March. I'll publish this 27 March. It's nothing breaking. So this Saturday, um, I'm going to attend a United Football League game between the Arlington Renegades and the San Antonio Brahmas. I am a season ticket holder for the Arlington Renegades and a big supporter of the team. I'll be honest, I get a lot of questions why I have invested so much time and effort to establish a relationship with the United Football League. And I'll be honest with you, there's a lot of, business reasons, sure. But really, I love football and I've always loved football. I was not a very good football player, but I've always loved the game. But for me, the game changed, obviously, over the course of my lifetime. It's just a business, and that's fine. And that has really changed college football for me the most as a God bless me lifelong A&M football fan. Yeah. Feel sorry for me. I've seen the game evolve into just basically the pros light, and that's fine. Good for the players, man. They work their asses off. I hope they all get paid. God knows the coaches have been for a while, but it's changed, and that's all right. And so is the college football environment, I would say. It's just the fans are really, especially in the SEC. God bless the SEC. Love it. But you go to those games, man, the chances of you not getting into a fight, I don't know. It ain't 100%. And so for a lot of guys, they just don't like going to games like that. You know, I know a lot of my bros, or gals, sisters, just don't like attending those type of raucous events for combat PTSD, moral injury, you name it, or just claustrophobia, or just the price points aren't right. And so I think that, for a lot of guys and gals that are veterans, so maybe they don't like college football and they like the pros, but I mean, maybe they just don't want to throw $1,000 down every time. So why shouldn't they check out the UFL? I just don't understand the hostility I get when I say that I want to go watch them. First, people don't know about it, and that's all right because it's changed, right? The XFL, just a quick history lesson. XFL started in the early 90s under Vince McMahon. The owner, is it the early 90s? No, I don't even remember. 2000, I think. Yeah. Uh, Vince McMahon, the owner of WWE, launched it. It failed. It did one season. Rod Smart, he hate me. Yes. That's my dog Bucky. You're just gonna have to get used to it. Um, so that's how it started, for the XFL, and then it came back like 10 years later. If I get the dates wrong, I'm sorry. Um, it did one season, and then I think it was doing well, and then it got hit with COVID. And I went to a game in DC, the DC Defenders, a couple of games, and then they got hit by COVID, and then it folded, and then they tried to bring it back through the XFL with The Rock. And at the same time, there was another league, the United States Football League, which is why you have inside the United Football League, the XFL and the USFL. The United States Football League came about in their 80s. Trump owned a team, President Trump. He owned a team, and they actually were around for quite a few years, I think two or three. A lot of great players played in the USFL. Herschel Walker, if you don't like him being a governor, I don't really, his run as a politician, don't care. Amazing athlete. A lot of great players. And they came out, I think, like a couple of years ago, and they were kind of competing the XFL and the USFL for alternate spring football dominance. And finally, they joined forces a couple of years ago. The last season was the first season. So you got a lot of like really, really, really good college football players who maybe hung around in the pros for a couple of years on the practice squad or were, special teams guys. And they didn't make it. Now they're in the UFL trying to get tape to make it back into the league. And that's really universal across who you see playing in here. I mean, some of my favorite Texas A&M football players. play in the UFL, right? Kellen Mond, who plays for the San Antonio Brahmas, I can't wait to watch him play football this Saturday. I love Kellen Mond, huge fan. I mean, 2020, baby. That's really all I have as of late for A&M football. So, I love Kellen Mond. You got, Jay Steinberger. He plays tight end for the Stallions. Yep. A great tight end for the Stallions, who's won like the championship multiple leagues in a years in a row. It's ridiculous. They just something in the water down there in Birmingham. Yeah, I mean, I could go on and on. Ron O'Neal is one of my favorite players of recent A&M football lore, and he plays for I think the Houston team, the Roughnecks. Hopefully I got that right, and I can't wait to watch him too. He was a great player. I mean, his story is inspiring, right? He was an all-time A&M great defensive back who I believe signed with the 49ers, free agent signing. I don't think he made it that year, and then he went to I think Canada or no, it was Canada, the Indoor Football League, and then now he's in the United Football League. I don't even remember, but he's played in 3 different football leagues, and he still believes in himself enough to continue to grind away at his mission. I mean, those are the type of players there's thousands of these Leon O'Neals. No offense to Leon, but, you know, with this type of story, that they are from a small school that you've never heard of, and they're just trying to get a chance to show what they can do. And I would just say for everybody, if you want to watch some good football this weekend, give the UFL a try. Really, just give it a shot. No, it's not the NFL, but it's just as good as SEC football with the players. Now, it might not be as crisp because they don't have as long of a off season, and the churn is constant. But now in the college football, the churn is constant. So what's the difference? You just like the university because you went to school there, I suppose. But for cheaper and for a better product and for guys that are really in it just to make it, give the United Football League a chance this weekend. I'm going to go to the game. I will be there. The Arlington Renegades versus the San Antonio Brahmas. I will be cheering on Luis Perez, the king of spring football from Texas A&M Commerce, who has been like playing in these leagues forever and just loves to play football. I'm going to watch him duke it out with Kellen Mond, the best quarterback in A&M football since, I don't know, Bucky Richardson. I don't know. For those that follow A&M football, he produced more than a lot. I know he was a controversial figure, but I love Kellen Mond, and I was always proud that had strong enough convictions to speak his mind about what he felt, and that he stood tall and took the criticism and still loves A&M football and still loves A&M. That is a sign of a real man and a real leader, by the way. And I was actually quite proud of Kellen Mond for standing up for what he believed, even though I might not have agreed with everything he said. God bless a young man who stands up for his beliefs and says it out loud and just withstands this criticism. That is the type of football player. That's the type of young man that I would want to lead any organization, let alone a professional football league. So give it a chance. Give the UFL a chance. It's an hour or two this Saturday. Come on. March Madness, I got it. But you know what? Maybe a little football. Maybe a little football. I don't know. I don't follow March Madness. A&M has already lost. I know. Shocking. So UFL it is, baby. And I'm a big supporter, and you should be too. And for my combat veterans out there, man, give it a shot. I really do. It's cheap. You're not going to be tons of people around you. And then also, like, if you get into a fight at a UFL football game, you are a loser. Seriously. It's not that big a deal. You know what I'm saying? So, like, it's a great family environment. The price points are great. Great football. Give it a chance. Get outside. Don't stay inside and watch March Madness. Get outside and watch some football. All right. This is GCV6, and I'm out.